New York is the city that never sleeps, and neither does Sal Licata. From Flushing in the Bronx to the Meadowlands and MSG, Sal sounds off on the biggest sports news of the day. Welcome to WFAN Daily with Sal Licata.
What a win! Hey, odds makers, kiss my ass! How dare the odds makers have the Carolina crappy Canes favored in this series? Now, look, it's not over. Okay, we know that. By the way, Hoff, let's get people involved here. I forgot you didn't send me the link, so we didn't get a chance to tweet this out.
I'm going to send it out. Calm down. Hold
All
your
right, but then I
horses.
can't send it from my Twitter. So, you got to, maybe we get fan Twitter here. I want some interaction. I want to hear from the Ranger fans. What a freaking game that was. That second period, as fun a period, as good a period. I mean, when the Rangers are on the peak, hey, they are dominating Carolina. I felt this was going to be the case coming into the series where, not that the Rangers would go up 3-0, I thought they would win in 5. And everybody was expecting a tough battle. I didn't think Carolina was as good as they've been in years past, specifically 2 years ago where they had a really great series. Rangers ended up winning in 7 down there. I thought the Rangers are better, and I don't think Carolina is as good. And a big difference, while Carolina's special teams has been terrific in the regular season, it's not on the level as the Rangers. The Rangers' penalty kill has been off the freaking charts in this series, so much so that they're scoring on it. That's something that Carolina would do a couple of years ago. Oh, by the way, Igor Shesterkin. I don't even need to say anything. You've watched it. If you're a Ranger fan, you're watching it. You see the amount of shots that Carolina has put on net. You see what Shesterkin has done. Now, I will say after the second period, Rangers playing well, momentum going, knocking on the door. They kick the door down. Lafreniere scores that goal. You're feeling good. Under 2 minutes to go. Empty net. The Canes, remove their goalie there. They bring on the extra skater. They end up scoring. And it's brutal. I mean, that hurts, demoralizing. But you still never felt, I don't know about you, I'm assuming you felt like I did. I still never felt, I wasn't scared or worried. I was annoyed that we had to go to another overtime and the stress of that. But this Ranger team, what more do you want from there? Panarin, obviously, with the game winner. He's shown a toughness. Trocheck, the whole team. How about BC looking to scrap it up tonight? The Rangers have been, Wenberg with the puck control. The Rangers have been physical. They've been tough mentally, physically, all those different things. Obviously, they're skilled. How about Filipino? I forgot. I learned something tonight watching Filipino. He reminded me. I mean, he's basically been out all year long. You haven't seen him since November. But the speed, the skill set, as he had a good scoring opportunity, great play by the Carolina goaltender. But Hedl being back could take this team to another level. I mean, I love Rempe, but come on, he was doing nothing. And by the way, forget about not doing anything as far as 4 or 5 minutes, and he's not going to be a scorer or anything like that, but he didn't even beat up Tom Wilson. I wanted to see him go after him. Or how about going after D'Angelo? Rempe's not doing that. No use for him. And Hedl, man, that is when you could replace Matt Rempe with Philip Hedl, major upgrade there. What more do odds makers, Rangers fans who are skeptical, and I'm talking to you, Boomer Esiason, you pride yourself on being Mr. Ranger. You're worried about the Canes. The series ain't over. It's a long way from over. Blah, 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 blah. How about now? Now, look, it's obviously a tough series, and I'm not trying to disrespect the Canes, but the Rangers have played 7 games this postseason. They've won every one of them. Yes, that's a team. You want to throw the Knicks in there too? Look, I mean, it's been a garden party nonstop, even on the road. Knicks are next up. Take out the Pacers. Let's go up 3-0 there. But what the Rangers are doing is so special because it hasn't happened to this degree in 30 years. The parallels have been there all year long, but they just keep extending them. The last time they started the postseason, 7-0 in 94 against the Islanders after the sweep. They took out the Capitals in 5 games. I have a feeling that's what's going to happen here. I had that feeling coming into this thing, and now we're seeing it play out. And they've earned that. This is not just some Rangers fans saying, oh, the Rangers are going to be good. No. They've earned the trust. They've earned the confidence because they are a terrific team in every aspect possible. They get down, they battle back. They blow a lead, they battle back. They fight, they claw. They have the best goaltender in the world. Power play legit. Penalty kill better than legit. It's beyond belief how good their PK has been. Their head coach, Laviolette, and I like Gallant, and I've liked a lot of the head coaches range. Vigneault was good in his own right. Torts good in his own right. I like Gallant. Laviolette may be the perfect balance that the Rangers have been lacking all these years. Chris Drury put together a hell of a team. We thought maybe the Rangers came up a little light at the trade deadline. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to build a team. It's all coming together. Knock on wood, they've been healthy. In years past, they'd have guys being banged up, whether it's McDonough playing on one foot, with a broken ankle, Zuccarello getting hurt. Rangers have been unlucky along the way as well in postseasons past. This year, everything just lined up the right way, even now more so with Filipino coming back. So what a freaking night. Everybody thought Carolina, not everybody, but a lot of people thought Carolina were going to win game 2, balance out the series. Odds makers certainly did. Then in game 3, for sure, Carolina's going to get on the board. Rangers are not going to go up 3-0 in the series. Wrong again. Break out the brooms, Huff.
So we have some comments, or a ton, as
Let's
you can
go!
imagine.
Let's go, Rangers! Let's go. What do we got?
Robert Broadbent starts off with Canes now to win the series minus 200.
Yeah, Robert. See, look, sometimes, and this is what I'm very proud of, because sometimes the odds makers appear to not know what they're doing, but they get it right. And anytime you tempt fate and go at them, it's a dangerous game. But I looked them dead on. We, as Rangers fans, looked them dead on and said, you're wrong about this. You're wrong. And now it's 3-0 Rangers. Not over yet. We know Carolina's going to be a tough out. But much like I felt with the Knicks in game 2 against the Pacers, where the Knicks took the Pacers' best punch, the Rangers took Carolina's best punch. They changed goaltenders. They were at home. They rallied back late to score that goal with under 2 minutes to go and sent it to overtime, and they still got beat. So the odds makers, I said it earlier in the week after game 1. I said it before the series. I'll say it again. Kiss my ass.
We have a lot of people talking about the return of Filipino, who, by the way, logged about 12 minutes and 2 hits, which, by the way, part of the concern about Filipino was his physicality, concussion issues and stuff like that. So to see him be able to log the time, be physical, almost score a goal, be active, this is to me. I said this the other day on the previous podcast. Matt Rempe logging 5 minutes in a game where they went to double overtime. They were a minute into overtime, and Hedo put in over 12 minutes. This is what we need.
Look, his skill set. See, again, remember I said, things are starting to come together. Even with Kakko, especially with Lafreniere, who had a terrific season and being an impact in this postseason. Hedo, his skill set could take this team to, obviously they were the best team in the league all year long. Wins, points, whatever, winning the President's Trophy. But Hedo can elevate their play and just give them another line, another weapon on another line that can be that more dangerous. Maybe I just forgot. I know how good Hedo has been watching him, but he's been kind of out of sight, out of mind. I never thought he was coming back after the second scare. When he came back and then collapsed on the ice, you're thinking, Jesus, what's going on with this guy? And even now, when you saw him tonight in the pre-skate warm-up, I'm thinking, wow, this is it. They're going to do it. They're going to get Rempe out of there and put Hedo in. He's officially back, but you're not sure how he's going to look. All right, limited ice time. He looked terrific, though, Hop. The minutes he was out there, Hedo was flying around. He showed you his speed, his skill set. Once he starts getting that rust off a little bit, Filipino can – and look, maybe that's the piece that the Rangers need to get beyond – to finish off Carolina. I'll be respectful. Get beyond Florida or Boston, whoever awaits in the Eastern Conference Final, and then whoever it may be in the West in the Stanley Cup Final. Hedo could take them to another level.
Another guy that Mr. E points out, Rosevic's elevated play has been amazing. And that gives credit to Chris Drury. We talked about last year, Patrick Kane was the guy that the Rangers brought in and how that he was going to help lead the Rangers. That backfired. You bring in guys like Wemberg and Rozovic, they're not sexy names, but they're impactful. They're logging good minutes too, and they were on the power play. They were on the power play at big moments.
They get the job done because they do some of the gritty stuff that needs to be done to win hockey games, specifically in the postseason. The battles along the boards, puck control. That's what it's about, creating good opportunities. Those guys, you watch the game, obviously you see their impact. They're not going to get the points that Kreider may get or Panarin may get or Zibanejad, but they're just as important setting those plays up and keeping the puck in the zone, puck control. Those battles are so key. I'll tell you, man, just think about the names that we talk about when we watch this Rangers team. All these studs, all of those guys. Panarin had to answer some questions about his toughness in the postseason, and he's doing that off of an MVP season. One night it's a Zibanejad. The next night it could be Kreider. Then it could be Panarin, obviously. It could be now Hedl. You throw him in there. Lafreniere has had a terrific postseason. It all, though, we can talk about all those guys. We can talk about the PK. We can talk about the power play. I mean, Igor, you have the final numbers there, Hoff, on. I know the Canes at one point, I thought they were out shooting the Rangers like 43-24 or something. What was the total shots on goal for Carolina at the end of that one? You have that up?
Yeah, Shesterkin had 45 saves.
45 saves. So he allowed obviously 2 goals.
So 47 shots, 45 saves.
45 saves. And what did, how many shots did the Rangers have on goal? They get to 30?
No.
Yeah.
They had 25 shots on that, 22 saves by Coach Etkin.
Right. And for years, the Rangers would have that type of offense where they wouldn't have many shots, but they would also block a lot of shots and not allow as many shots, specifically when Lundqvist was in net. It seems to me now they've struck the right balance with, hey, we've got the best goaltender in the world. Not that you ever want to have him be exposed, but play as well as you can in front of him, but also rely on him to be the greatest goaltender in the game and do your thing. Now, you'd like to see that be balanced. That's not a sustainable, difference right there. But with Shesterkin, that's the advantage that the Rangers had, that they could get away with that. If the Rangers put nearly 50 shots on goal against Carolina, I don't care which one of their goalies is in net, they're going to score a bunch of goals. But against Shesterkin, he's the best that there is. He was terrific again tonight. He's almost... we were talking about on the midday show with BT and Sal on the Fan. We were talking about confidence level in athletes. Specifically, we referenced Jalen Brunson. Well, Shesterkin is on that same exact level where he's so good. You have all the confidence in the world. You almost take him for granted. Like, okay, we don't have to worry about Igor. He's good. Now go get it elsewhere. Go score some goals for him.
If you see the goals that he's been allowing, let's put it like the first goal that Gensel scored again, it's all like these sloppy deflections. And the broadcast made point of it too, and it was really good observations. The Rangers aren't allowing people to hog themselves in front of the net and get those, screens. It's all Igor seeing everything. And as long as he sees it, he's stopping it. Now, there is one thing that a lot of people are mentioning, Lord Vader, La Rosa 823, better than the 94 team. Nothing could top the 94 team. Sal, 7-0 to start the playoffs. Last time that happened,
right, was 94. Yeah, I'm not going to say, I don't even like it now that BT and I are doing it so much when we talk about, comparing this team to the 90s. It really doesn't matter. Here's what matters. The 1994 New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup, so there was no team better than them at that particular time, and there hasn't been a Rangers team that's been better since. Hockey changes over the years. It's been 30 effing years. Things change. This team is as talented a Rangers team as I've seen. And maybe it's not just that they're talented, it's that also everything's coming together at the right time. There were some Ranger teams, look, they made the Stanley Cup with Henrik Lundqvist in 2013, 2014. So it's not like they didn't have a talented team then, but maybe some bad luck, maybe some key guys being out. That's part of it. You need to be lucky sometimes as well. Luck is not a thing you should be like, oh, well, it's a bad thing. No, it's good to be lucky. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than to be good. But when you combine the two, that can be how you win some championships. So this Rangers team right now has everything going their way. They look to me, and they did in the first round, obviously all regular season, they look like a team that is worthy of hoisting the Stanley Cup. Long way to go, but you literally cannot have a better start.
And the final comment that I had, that everyone's commenting on a lot of different stuff, but from Sweet Baby Jesus, Sal jacket is fire fuego. Now, I'm not sure if that's Jesus or Jesus, but he says fuego.
Jesus.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's Mitchell and Ness. Actually, I got this at the Garden last year during the playoff run. I do love it. Thank you very much for noticing that. It was a little chilly earlier this morning, and it is tonight. And Hoff, BT hooked us up with the Mets version of this for Christmas.
Yes.
I got to wear that at some point soon, too. But, yeah, thank you for that. We appreciate it. And it's got some dubs in it, obviously. I'm going to try to go to the Garden. We bought a new house. Things have been a little tight. Playoff tickets are expensive. I'm going to try to go next week if I can, to Rangers on Monday, if there is one. If there is one. And Knicks on Tuesday. That would be some back-to-back if we could do Game 5 and Game 5. Here's the bottom line. And I know today's show, the midday show, there was some, BT and I were fighting a little bit about the Knicks, and, some of it became, negative Knicks talk. Just the reality is, to me, the Knicks can't do what the Rangers could do. But the reality is also right now, the Knicks and Rangers are doing something special. And whether or not we think that they can go on and win the NBA title or win the Stanley Cup, doesn't really matter. You got to be enjoying this run. And this was as enjoyable. Unlike the Knicks, the Rangers have been lucky. The Knicks have not. The Knicks have been lucky in certain ways, but I'm talking about health. Where you talk about losing your second best player, losing your third best player, losing some key depth pieces along the way throughout the course of the entire season, that's very unlucky. The Rangers now starting to get healthy at the right time. They've been fortunate, and it's showing right now. They look like a team that is clearly on a mission. And with every win, the confidence builds, and it builds, and it builds. Just when you think law of averages, they're going to lose a game, they win that game. Game 2, Game 3. Who knows what happens in Game 4? Maybe they break out the brooms. Maybe they have to come back home and finish it off against Carolina. The facts are one more win, and the Rangers are in the Eastern Conference Finals. Tomorrow is the Knicks' turn. All right, that'll do it for this edition of another live WFAN Daily here following these games. Been fun to do that. Make sure you hit us up, WFANdaily@gmail.com. We'll answer your questions, respond to some comments throughout the course of the upcoming episodes. Also, download, rate, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you tomorrow.